To me, that's healthy. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not a bad thing. But some of you would look at that and say, look at this. This person's failing. I couldn't do that. I couldn't stomach that. Well, if you can't lose money, then you won't be a profitable trader because profitable traders are professional losers. We manage risk, we manage losing, and we turn every trade that starts as a losing trade into winning trades over time. That's a consistently profitable trader. And think about it because it's the truth. You got to get past the spread and the commission costs before you do anything. Before that market moves in your favor, you got to come over those costs first. So everybody opens a trade up in a losing position immediately. How you close that trade defines your ability to be profitable or not for that one transaction. But that one transaction, profitable or not profitable, does not make or break your career. But your perception as a new student or someone that's becoming, you know, I guess, interest in the market, you're just now dabbling in it. You think that that is the beginning of the end. Well, that's true if you lose your mind and you go bonkers and you start over trading, feeling like you got to get it back right away. Oh, I'm going to lose my funded account. I got to get this back right away. Why? Who said you have to get it back right now? Who said that? You did. Why? Because social media's influence happens, trade it, execute it, manage it, none of it. They sit around, they talk crap all the time and bring nothing to the table of usefulness. You've allowed them to set the mindset for you. Why are you so easily influenced by these people? Why are you letting other people give you these problematic viewpoints? Stop that. Remove all that stuff. There's nothing wrong with having a mind that's hive-like. Okay, a hive-like mindset. When you're around successful people that are doing successful things and are trying to do things with a process that's similar. That's not a cult. That's a hive mentality. And hive mentality is what you see ultra successful people join. Think about it. Back in the 80s, there was these clubs, these social clubs, Club Med. Okay. I'm joining this club, and you had to be accepted into it. That was a social status. Okay. Well, successful people only want successful people around them. They don't tolerate poorly lived lives around them because they're going to be a drain. Now, that's not something that sounds like arrogance. It's not arrogance. Okay. Success breeds success. And I've said this before in some of my other lectures. The best thing in my life was when I cut dead weight out of my friendships and got rid of toxic relationships. But you want to hold on to these abusive relationships because you feel like I'll be a terrible person. If I cut this relationship off, if I stop hanging with these people, if I stop going out on the weekends and wasting my fucking money that I worked my ass off for to buy drinks that are overpriced, to be around people I can't fucking stand, dress up, spend money on clothes to impress people you don't even fucking like. These mentalities that people subscribe to, that's the wrong way of doing it. You got to cut that dead shit out of your life. And that same approach, you need to do that with your trades. If you have dead wood in your trade, you cut it out, get rid of it. You want something that's going to float. You want something that's going to sail on its own, take off, and have no problem. Your pride and ego gets stoked because you held on to something that you knew in your heart of hearts that that thing was wrong. It wasn't moving anywhere. But just because you held on to it, it just happened to have a static little move in your favor and it ran up and hit your little short term 5 handle, 6 handle move. And you're going to champion that like it's something great. It's not. You broke every rule. You put yourself through an abusive relationship. That trade was abusive. You coddled that. You held on to it. You enabled it to do those things to you. You allowed it to abuse you mentally and psychologically, and you risked monetary loss because you didn't want to cut it out of your career as a trader. It's a failed relationship. There's nothing wrong with it. When you identify it early, it's nothing wrong with cutting that out. You want to be around success. And if you have a defeated mindset and you have bums, busters, jokers, clowns hanging around you, mooching, hey man, got any cigarettes? Got a cigarette, man? I don't smoke, but that's one of the ugliest things I've ever seen. You're broke, you can't afford it, and you're asking somebody else for another cigarette. Hey man, I'm a little short this week. You got me tonight, man? I want to go out and get some drinks. You got me? No, I ain't fucking got you. Stay the fuck home. And I ain't spending my money on you. Okay? If you can't afford it, then don't go out. These people are draining you. They're draining your energy. They're draining your wallets. And what are they bringing to you? You might feel like, oh, yeah, I'm helping them out. Fuck them. They're losers. They're losers. They're creating a stagnant environment for you. Any energy you direct towards them, enabling them to be a drain on everyone, you included, you're stealing that opportunity for you to give yourself an increase that will benefit you, your family, and your circle. That's not greed. That's not selfishness. That's success. Okay. That's how you stay afloat. You don't let dead weight drag you down and drown you. And I did that with my personal relationships with my friends that I went to high school with. I'm telling you, I got one out of all of them. And I went to school with them since preschool. So long ago, the school doesn't even stand on the ground anymore. It burnt down and never rebuilt it. And honestly, he doesn't do well with money. He doesn't listen to me, but I love him like a brother. He's my oldest friend. And the bottom line is this: you are making decisions in these markets that are going to be manifesting the very way you conduct your personal life. And if your personal life is a fucking mess, why are you surprised that your trades are the same way? That hurts, doesn't it? It's meant to. Because that was the personal realization I had when I was going through the development stage. And I'm looking around, I'm like, you know, why the hell is this happening to me? Like, I can make money, and all of a sudden, I feel like I got it because I was afraid I would jinx it. You people don't probably know that today, young guys. Jinx. I don't know. I'm an old person. I guess it's something we used to say. But the point is, I would manifest these things that I would do in my relationships, my friendships. I would enable toxic behavior in my friends and relationships with women. I had the warning sign, that's shining me right in the face like a big red flashing light saying, hey, look, there's a problem with this lady that you're dating. This guy is a bum. He's not really your friend. He's just wanting to mooch off of you. But I didn't want to be a jerk. I didn't want to be rude. I didn't want to seem, well, ignorant. Well, in trading, you got to be rude. You got to be ruthless. You got to be ignorant. Not letting your stop loss get hit, and you're not wasting fucking time worrying about something that's probably not going to pan out. And then when it doesn't pan out, you aren't going to regret doing all that shit to yourself. If you're in a toxic relationship, if you ever had a toxic relationship, and then tweet to me, say, I know exactly what the hell you're talking about, and it makes perfect sense. That's exactly what you're doing to yourself. If you get into a trade and you know in your heart of hearts that this son of a bitch is not going to move, it ain't going to move, but you want to hold on to it anyway because you want to be a nice person. Fuck that. These markets will rip your heart out. It will take everything. It'll take your ego, your pride, your money, and if you let it, your sanity. The money is the least of your concern. I've known people that are not here anymore because they lost money.